I grew up in a family of three: me, my mom, and my older sister. There's a huge gap between my sister and I, and my mom was much older. Kids in the neighborhood used to ask me if my mom was my grandmom, and I would feel embarrassed. My sister moved out of the house when she turned 21. She now lives with her husband. They have two children together, a boy and a girl, whom I consider my nephew and my niece. I had this childhood friend. We grew up together in the same neighborhood. We also attended the same school. One day, she told me she overheard her mom talking with her friend about how I've been lied to, how I'm thinking my grandma is my mom and my mom my sister. I just laughed and told her it wasn't true. She said, okay, but that's what I heard. As I got home that day from school, the thought of what my friend told me played in my head. So I decided to ask my mom about it. I went to her and said, Mom, what if it turns out that you are not my mom, but my grandmom, and my big sister is actually my mom? She flipped out. She became so angry. I'm like, Mom, you are overreacting. It's just a joke. Fast forward to a day I needed my birth certificate to apply for something online. I asked my mom. She said she would have to look for it because she doesn't know where she kept it and she's busy at the moment. I said, okay. But because I needed it urgently, I went to look for it myself while she was at work. I found it, but I was confused. Why is my big sister's name written as my mother on my birth certificate? The father space is left blank. I'm shocked. I called my mom immediately. I'm like, Mom, I found my birth certificate. She started screaming at me, yelling at me, asking me why I didn't wait for her to come back and why did I go through her stuff. I'm like, calm down, ma. Can you tell me why my sister's name is written as my mom on my birth certificate and why is there no name on the father space? She said, I don't have to explain anything now. I'm at work. Phone your sister. She will tell you everything. It has nothing to do with me. She ended the call. I stood there, moping like a lost sheep. When I got myself back, I rang my big sister. As the phone was ringing, my heart was beating fast. When my sister picked my call, I went straight with my question. I said, please, can you explain to me why your name is on my birth certificate as my mom? I've asked Mom and she wouldn't tell me anything. Please, I need an explanation because I'm confused. She started crying, screaming. She told me that she's not ready to tell me anything. In fact, she can't do it. She told me to go back to my mom when she's back from work and ask her. So I said, does that mean you are my real mom? If so, who is my dad? She said, I can't tell you. I felt pregnant when I was 13. I wanted to give the baby away, but Mom insisted that she's gonna raise the baby. I'm sorry, I'm not ready for all of this. She hung up on me. I'm asking myself, why are all these people behaving like this? Why is no one talking to me? What's going on? It's unfair that everybody in the family knows about this except me. I'm the only one left in the dark. So I rang my sister back and told her I was coming to her place right away. I'm of age now. I deserve to know everything. When I got to my sister's place, I met her outside her house crying. She asked me to go away, that she can't deal with that in front of her two kids. I told her no. I just want an answer. I want to know if you are actually my mom and who my biological father is. I need answers. I need to know who my real parents are. I'm not living here without an answer. Before I knew it, my mom arrives at my sister's place. My sister must have called her after I told her I was on my way coming over to her place. Before I could say anything, they started fighting each other, exchanging words. I'm like, can you two stop making this about yourselves? Tell me what's going on. I need answers, please. My sister told my mom to tell me the truth. But my mom, on the other hand, is yelling at my sister, saying, I warned you about your wayward living. Now you are looking for who to blame. I'm not doing that. My sister now told me to ring my aunt and ask her and her husband. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Why are you all going around circles? Why is no one telling me the truth about who my real parents are? Now you are involving not just my auntie, but her husband too. Would my auntie be my biological mom? Would her husband be my dad? I don't even know. My head was just blowing up with so many thoughts and guesses. I called my aunt and she met up with me. I asked her everything I needed to know. I pleaded with her to please tell me the truth. Because my mom and my sister have refused to tell me, my aunt told me the most shocking thing about my birth. She told me that my sister, actually my biological mother, she was a very stubborn, troublesome teenager who used to hang out with really bad friends and wouldn't take advice from anybody. I later found out that my granddad and my sister's then boyfriend, who is now her husband, were abusing her. And she didn't tell anybody. Instead, she began sleeping around, smoking anything, and making bad friends. She ended up being pregnant. My granddad panicked and didn't want it to come out because if it turns out that he's my biological father, he would end up in jail. So there was no DNA test. My aunt said that they are not sure who my biological father is, if it's my granddad, my sister's husband, or the other guys that she was messing around with. I'm like, this is a bombshell. Something is not adding up. I don't even know if I should believe it or not. I think they are still lying to me about who my biological dad is. I'm traumatized, and nothing could describe how I feel. Now I understand why my sister, well, my mom now, resented me. We never had any perfect relationship growing up. So what do you think, guys? Do you think they're still lying to her, or they told her the truth about who her biological father is? What do you think about this story? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.